Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to our 2017 NAIDOC celebrations. This year's NAIDOC theme is Our Languages Matter. Uncle Ivan Wellington cannot be here today to welcome us to country, but he has requested that one of our boys do the acknowledgement.
We acknowledge the traditional owners of this land, the Dharawal people, and pay our respects to their ancestors and the elders. We also acknowledge and welcome all Aboriginal people here present with us today.
Today, we will look at some Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islands language words. We will consider how humans use language as a means of expressing knowledge, as well as naming things and places. We will also think about how languages get lost. But first, please give a very warm welcome to the Blairmount Public School Indigenous dancers who are here to perform their own creations of crocodile followed by kangaroo. Thank you to the Blairmount dancers and our Greg's boys too. That much confidence and talent in such young dancers is truly inspiring. Many thanks to all the dancers for starting our NAIDOC celebrations in this traditional way. Dance is a form of storytelling, language, and is an important tradition in most cultures.
Across the world, a common spoken language is one of the strongest links between people. Through language we express our thoughts, feelings, knowledge and ideas. Some words and expressions may be unique and important to a particular group of language speakers. For example, there are more than 50 words to describe snow in some Eskimo languages. Snow that is powdery and thick, or snow that is overlaying a dangerous sheet of thin ice, or snow that is particularly sharp on the edges of the flake. This information may mean the difference between life and death.
We can easily see evidence of Aboriginal languages around us. Australian governments have officially named many places, particularly suburbs, after Aboriginal people or language groups. You'll see a long list on the screen. Local examples include the suburb of Lamia and reserves such as Wangla and Bangadilly. Languages evolve to suit the needs that are most important to their lives of their speakers. For example, a particular poisonous plant may hold healing qualities if dealt with in a certain way. If the language dies out, so does the knowledge, and the healing aspects of the plant are forgotten.
Not far from here is Warragamba Dam, Sydney's major water supply. Boys go there on an excursion from Year 9 Geography. The name Warragamba comes from two Aboriginal words, Warra and Gamba, means water running over the rocks. Warra and Gamba are words from the Gundungurra dialect, and this was part of the language of the people from the Burragrang Valley. Before Warragamba Dam Wall was constructed, residents of the Burragrang Valley were forced to move away, with their homeland was flooded to supply Sydney with water.
The Burragrang Valley was a complex area that required detailed knowledge to navigate through. Negotiating a trail through thick bush, waterways, steep gullies and cliffs to reach the mountains was specialised knowledge held by Aboriginal trackers. Much of this knowledge would have been encoded in traditional Gundungurra stories and songs. It is likely that an area with such an extraordinary variety of landscapes, plants and animals would have had many dreaming stories to explain things. The stories of Gundungurra would have been rich in meaning, but with the dispersal of Aboriginal residents, only a few have ever been recorded.
As language dies out, so does cultural history and valuable information. Immediately after European settlement in Australia, agricultural land was needed for growing food. With guns and determination, Europeans took over Aboriginal land. As the colony grew, government policies forced Aboriginal people off their tribal home properties and into regulated missions. Here they were forbidden to speak their native languages, and they were forced to learn English. As Aboriginal languages were forgotten, information embedded in oral stories and traditions was also lost. The forced separation from place and culture and the loss of their sacred knowledge left Aboriginal people devastated and confused. As Uncle Ivan would have said, the loss of language can cause great sadness to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. How do you know who you are if you don't know your language?
The next
Ina ne kapuana, ina ne kapuana, he he ula, ula ula, ula ye yippee ye. Guana 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 guana, choo! Guana, 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 choo. Right, repeat after me. Ina ne kapuana, ina ne kapuana, and. E ula, and. Ula, ula. Ula ye, yuppie, ye, yuppie, ye. Let's take it from the top. 1, 2, 3. Ina ne kapuana, ina ne kapuana. Hey, ula, ula, ula. Ula ye, yuppie, ye, yuppie, ye. Second part. Guana, 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 choo. Your turn. And again. All right, when it comes to that choo, I want that a little bit louder. Okay, here we go. Take it from the top, please. In 1, 2, 3. In a ne kapuana. Hey, ula, 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 ye, yuppie, ye, yuppie, ye. Guana, 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 choo. Guana, 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 choo. 7 and 8. Stand. Ready? We're going to try something different. Ina ne kapuana, ina ne kapuana. 1, 2, 3. Ina ne kapuana, ina ne kapuana. Hey, hey, ula, 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 ye, yuppie, ye, yuppie, ye. Guana. Guana, 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 guana. Guana, 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 guana. Right, work on that. Sit down, please. 11, 12, 9 and 10. Stand. Ina ne kapuana. 1, 2. 1, 2, and. Ina ne kapuana, ina ne kapuana. Ula, 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 ye, yuppie, ye, yuppie, ye. Guana, 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 guana. Thank you. Stay standing. Everyone else stand. Claremont. I'll get you guys to stand too. All right. Ina ne kapuana, ina ne kapu. 1, 2, 3. Ina ne kapuana, ina ne kapuana. Hey, ula, ula, ula. Ula, guana, 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 guana. Guana, 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 guana. Repeat it. Ina ne kapuana, ina ne kapuana. Hey, ula, 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 ye, yuppie, ye, yuppie, ye. Guana, 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 guana. Guana, 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 guana. One more time. Ina ne kapuana. Thank you. Take a seat, please.
Thanks to Mr. Malasilia for another fantastic performance. While it is believed that this song is a lullaby from the Torres Strait, no one actually knows what the words mean. The language has been lost. Today, many Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people strive to find the balance while walking in two worlds, remembering and honouring culture while being productive citizens in the modern multicultural world. For some of them, identity is a real issue. Please carefully consider this short film.
Tell a country, it's a story that's seldom been told. Of the forge by the water with a fire. Orders by the river, they called it their home. Ancient It came at night under a peaceful moon, where they broke them like waves on a stone. Staring eyes at the tangle of ebony and scattered forms. Wild beasts on their horses drove them over the precipice, and all they could do was fly. And the river ran red with the Darrow. The neighboring farmers were watching through the hatred and fear in their hearts. They called for the Lord to come, and the Lord came with fury at night, as they tore right through the center in a frenzy of chaos and rage. They ran them down and ripped them open, made the leaves slick with blood, cornered on a cliff sharp edge. They came at night under a peaceful moon, where they broke them like waves on a stone. Staring eyes at the tangle of ebony and scattered forms. Wild beasts on their horses drove them over the precipice, and all they could do was fly. And the river ran red with the Darrow. they broke them like waves on the storm. Staring eyes, the tangle of ebony, the scattered form. Wild beasts on their horses drove them over the precipice, and all they could do was fight. And the river ran red with the Darrow. The history's eyes will never forget the Darrow. Never forget the Darrow. Never forget the Darrow. Let me tell you a tale of our country, of the 14 in Cataract Gorge.
My name is Hamish Capewell. I'm 18 years old and I'm a proud Budjiti Kunya man from far southwest Queensland. The films you have just watched was my Aboriginal Studies major work for 2017. Earlier this year, I was given the task of developing a whole assignment from scratch. I had no questions to help me, I just had to come up with it all myself. It had me thinking. I knew I wanted my final product to be a statement for all Aboriginal people. I knew that action spoke louder than words, and I wanted the project to push me out of my comfort zone. That's when I decided to make a short film based around Aboriginality and what it holds. Recently, I handed out a survey to Year 12, Year 7 and staff members to compare what people thought an Aboriginal person is, should be and isn't. Over 150 people responded. As I was reading through people's opinions, I was quite surprised to see that 12% of people who took part in the survey think an Aboriginal person can't be light-skinned. I was surprised to see that 7.5% don't consider Aboriginal people to be Australian. But most importantly, I was horrified and brought to tears when I read one comment. One comment which didn't only hurt me, but my family. Key words included animalistic, uneducated racist who can't provide for themselves. But here I am today, standing in front of you, wearing my maroon blazer, top button done up, a Windsor knot in my tie, but yet I can't provide for myself. We Are, or Are We, is a film based around the beauty of being an Aboriginal person. The film explores the darkest feelings and thoughts, and also the feeling of self-pride and power. The key behind the film is Australia has a black history. However, some of us blackfellas are white. The film encourages people to accept the person next to them for who they are, not who you think they are. I stand before you today as a person whose grandfather, along with his brothers and sisters, was stolen from their family. I stand before you as a person whose father was born and grew up in an Aboriginal community. I stand before you as a light-skinned black fella who's proud of the town he's from and who's proud to be Aboriginal. The film explains just how life as a light-skinned Aboriginal. The film explains the constant battle and everlasting thoughts, constant questioning of oneself, but it provided an answer. The answer being yes. Yes, we are Aboriginal. Yes, we have a right to be proud and yes, we have a voice. This year's NAIDOC theme is Our Languages Matter. I think that the film and the theme go hand in hand because I believe in order to learn language, identity must be appreciated and accepted. It's evident today that every one of you, including the 37 people who responded the way they did during the survey, are proud of Australia's Aboriginal culture. As we all know, Mr. Miller gives us challenges we as a community strive to complete. I too would like to make a challenge to every person here today. My challenge for every person here is to learn one Dharawal word a week. In doing so, we're not only bettering our knowledge, but restoring culture. Thank you.
The famous Kui is an Aboriginal call first written about by Europeans in 1791, just 4 years after the first fleet of convict ships arrived in Sydney Cove. In 1802, an explorer named Berelia, who was trying to find a way across the Blue Mountains, recorded in his journal. On the 9th of November at 6 in the morning, I heard the Aborigines repeat several times the word Kui, shouting with all their strength. It has since become the iconic bush call commonly heard throughout Australia. People locate each other with this echoing sound. Mothers call their family to the dinner table, and people who are lost in the bush can be found with this one simple Aboriginal word.
At Greg's, we have many boys who hail from country towns or bush properties. The friendship of the bush is legendary and the lifestyle is unique. Aboriginal stockmen have helped to grow the wealth of Australia. They were exceptional on horseback and, even more important, they knew how to read the land. Many of Australia's biggest cattle stations ran successfully because of the Aboriginal stockmen. These days, some stations are owned and run by Aboriginal corporations and families. Australian bush life continues side by side with non-Aboriginal folk. But watch out, because after their recent holiday, the boys from the bush are back in town.
We've been shearing sheep, we've been mustering stock, we've been culling out roots, we've been spraying the crops, we've been droving cattle up an old stock route. Now it's Saturday night, we pile in the ute. We're the boys from the bush and we're back in town. Well, the dog's in the back and the foot goes down. We're live members of the Outback Club. We're the boys from the bush come in from the scrub.
choking on dust. We curse the rain, we curse the drought. Now it's Saturday night, and we're all in the shout. We're the boys from the bush, and we're back in town. We get high when the sun goes down. We're like members of the Outback Club. We're the boys from the bush coming from the scrub.
Whips have been around in one form or another in many cultures over thousands of years. Today we are taking a close look at the whip commonly used in the bush Australian culture. It is known as a stock whip. There are two reasons for this. The whip is used to move stock or cattle, and the handle of the whip is called the stock. The sound of a whip cracking encourages cattle to keep moving. They are never hit with the whip. Last year, and again recently, Mrs. Hackett ran a weekend whip making workshop where here at St. Greg's, the students and teachers came and made whips. How hard is it to crack a whip, boys?
What makes a whip crack? The cracking sound is actually a mini sonic boom. The longer the whip, the harder it is to make a crack. The body of the whip is thicker at the top and shrinks down to the tip of the cracker, which is only usually a few small strands of baling twine. A little amount of energy imparted at the handle can be travelling at 700 miles per hour by the time it reaches the cracker. For those who have a scientific mind, the cracker at the tip of the whip moves beyond the speed of sound and creates a vacuum in space. The air rushing back into the vacuum makes the popping or cracking sound that we hear. Whip cracking is now a competitive sport, in which a series of cracks are similar to a set of moves in gymnastics or martial arts. The boys will now demonstrate some of these cracks, starting with the most basic crack, the cattleman's, demonstrated by Year 7 boys Shelby and Finn Malone and Dougal. The second most basic crack is called the overhead, and this will be demonstrated by Sam Prince and Fred Fletcher.
And a few others, right, that us boys can't do, but Mr. Hackett here can do. He's pretty good at it. Yeah. Still got more.
Thanks to the boys for their whip cracking performance, and especially Sam and Zach for their presentations. We are now going to hear from former St. Greg's boy Harry Whiten. Harry graduated Year 12 in 2015 and is now enrolled at the University of New England in Armidale. He could not be here in person today, but we have him on video talking about his very interesting gap year in 2016.
2015, I decided to head off for a gap year up to the Northern Territory and started my 12-month journey up there at Brunette Downs with AACO. And I thought it was really the best thing for me. I wasn't quite ready to head straight into study after school. I thought I needed that sort of the 12 months to sort of clear my head, and before I decided to go back into study. And it was the best thing for me at the end of the day. I loving my whole 12 months up there at Brunette. I learned a lot of stuff. I learned how to ride a horse, be able to shoe a horse, look after a horse, and ride motorbikes, and drive trucks, and just sort of the whole experience. Live off the campfire out when you're out on camp. And, yeah, there's a lot of things that you sort of pick up that sort of, it's a simplistic lifestyle that you don't sort of get down this way. And that was the best thing. That was the thing that I got out of it most. It's just the simplistic way of living up there. You go without because you're 6 hours from the closest town, down to the shop and get something. You have to sort of plan ahead and make sure you're organised and you've got everything ready to go for your muster or whatever you're doing for the day. So yeah, no, it was an unreal experience, and I really encourage everyone and anyone to give it a go if you can. Like if you want to take a gap year, I really recommend you to head up to the Territory. I think it's in a lifetime you can't get anywhere else. And, yeah, I think that you guys will get a lot out of it if any of the boys are planning to head for a gap year up that way. I know a few of the other Greek boys, Joe Fisher and his brother Mikey Fisher, they're up there now and they're having a blast. They're loving it still. And Luke Platts went up there. I was up there with him, and he still talks. I'm at university with him now, and we always sit around spinning yarns of the times up there and have a good giggle about everything. So yeah, no, it's really good fun. It was a fairly big place. It was a big operation. It had 3.4 million acres and over 100,000 head of cattle. So it was a big operation. You learn a lot. You learn a lot in those regards, how to deal with big mobs, and it's not just a walk in the park. Like water's a big thing. You got to make sure that stock have water. One gate off, over 20,000 head of cattle could die, so it's not a good thing. And I had a lot of contact with Indigenous people up there. Well, I had this old bloke Tony. He was one of my good mates up there. He was 76 years of age, old Tony, and he was a ball runner at Brunette with us. And he was an old larrikin. He loved cracking a joke. He used to come back and he used to love his Slim Dusty. He'd put his Slim Dusty on full ball in the truck as he'd drive past and be out the window screaming Slim Dusty and trying to crack a joke. He'd always give you a good laugh when the day was tough. At the end of the day, he'd sit around and he'd crack a beer with you and talk about the day and what you got to do tomorrow. He was always a happy guy. And old Tony, and there was a community that lived on Brunette just up the road, and they used to duck down every now and then and catch up with all the people from the station. Also a lot of Indigenous boys who used to be right into their horse riding. They'd come down and help out with the muster every now and then, which is unreal because they're really talented on the horses. I suppose one thing I learned off the Indigenous, I suppose old Tony was he used to teach me a bit of language and stuff, just mucking around. Like it wasn't the most educational bit of language, but he'll teach me what a beer was called in Indigenous. So Narangana, that was the beer up there. And I remember one time over in the boar shed, he was after this goanna that was coming in, and it fell into the truck pit there, and he jumped into it, and everyone around was like, it was a massive big goanna, and he was too worried about jumping into the pit, and then he just comes flying across, jumps into it, a 76-year-old man just launches on his goanna right down in the truck pit, grabs a hold of it. He said, we'll keep that on for later. Yeah, so there's still a lot of issues up there with Indigenous culture, but there's also a lot of good things happening as well. And it was really good to be able to work with it and see all that, because it's a lot different than down south here. There's sort of 10 to 15 years behind up there. And unfortunately, when I was up there, I had a bit of an accident. I came off the motorbike whilst I was chasing a few cows and broke my back, which set me back a few months. I crushed a few vertebrae and which put me out. I ended up getting flown to Alice Springs from Brunette and stayed there for a few days before coming home for a week and then heading back up there just to be sort of walking around the station still doing tasks that I needed to do. But yeah, no, it was a bad thing. It sort of set me back and it was pretty hard to deal with. Because I've always been such an active person. I just love getting in and seeing. It's such hard work up there and seeing all your mates that you work with every day, sort of heading out every day from 4:30 in the morning in the utes, heading off with the bikes and the horses, going to do the work, and you're sort of going to sit there and watch them do it. You sort of feel like I sort of felt like I was like bludgeoning a bit, but at the end of the day, they get around, they support you, which is unreal. It's a massive team effort up there, and everyone really gets around each other and helps each other out. And yeah, it's really good culture up there as well. Yeah, when you're in working culture. So yeah, so in around December in 2016, about the middle of December, I finished up in the territory and we jumped in with a few of my mates up there, and we headed back down home south for the big road trip. That was when I had to start getting organised for uni, back into study, back into the educational sort of life, which is also a good thing, I think. Myself, Tom Condon, you boys may know, and Brandon Prince and Brad Mossman, Toby Reed, all the old boys at St. Greg's. There's a lot of boys there. Harry Fletcher, he's back at Platts. There's a lot of Greg's boys up there at UNE, which has been unreal. You sort of don't lose that companionship with your mates from St. Greg's. Everyone sort of sticks together. Yes, there's thousands of other people there, but at the end of the day, you sort of find yourself still having the best laughs and the fun times with the Greg's boys, which is unreal and awesome. Yeah, so I know you 12 fellas are starting to get towards the end of the thing. I think everyone says it's said every year and sort of blows in one ear and out the other, but you're sort of getting over it. You want it to all be finished up, but yeah, it's crazy how much you actually do miss it once it's gone. So yeah, make the most of the last few months there for the U12 boys and all the boys underneath the U12. Definitely look up and generally I sometimes think that I didn't make the most of it out of every minute there at St. Greg's, and I regret that. I think it's affected me in particular ways, and so yeah, I don't want. It'd be bad to see all the boys not make the most of their time there, because it's the school to do it in and it's the place to be. So yeah, make the most of it and have a good day. We'll talk to you soon.
What an amazing experience Harry had. Our final item for NAIDOC 2017 is another musical item. You'll recognise the song, and the language is Wiradjuri, which is the mother tongue of 10 of our St. Greg's boys. The music teachers are going to help us sing the chorus at the end. Happy NAIDOC, everyone.
Like me. thank everyone for their attendance and cooperation this morning. Before we leave, it's important that we acknowledge and thank those people that have made today happen. And first, I thank our visitors, and especially our dancers in the front row who started our celebration. So gentlemen, a round of applause for our special guests. It's not possible for me to personally thank everyone who shared the stories. But I think in our own time we'll reflect on what we've witnessed this morning. We'll appreciate how much effort, how important it is to celebrate NAIDOC Week. I think, gentlemen, we need to thank all the boys who are up on stage here this morning. And gentlemen and visitors and guests, we need to thank Mrs. Harmer, because it's a special event. We've witnessed an amazing assembly this morning, and gentlemen, let's thank Mrs. Harmer for making that happen. Thank you, Mrs. Harmer. I now invite our guests and our dancers and all the boys who were part of the celebration here for morning tea at the back in the foyer there, please. Gentlemen, you'll wait until dismissal from your year coordinator. Thank you.